Good evening. The Florida Department of Transportation District 3 welcomes you to the public hearing for the I-10 and Beulah Road Project Development and Environment, or PD&E study. Financial project ID numbers 433113-1-22-01, 433113-2-22-01, and 433113-3-22-01. Federal Aid Project Number 0101-211-I, Efficient Transportation Decision Making, or ETDM Number 14176. In addition to the PD&E staff here tonight, a representative from the District Right-of-Way Department is here and will be available after the public hearing if you have questions regarding residential or business relocations on this project. A transcript is being made of all oral proceedings and will be part of the public record for this project. Before we start this presentation, I will share a few details to help you participate in this meeting. On your computer or device screen, you should see an information window that looks like the one in the upper right corner of the screen shown here. To listen to the meeting, your computer or device speakers are selected by default. If you prefer to listen by phone, select Phone Call in the audio pane of the control panel and dial in using the information displayed. All virtual and phone-in attendees will be placed in listen-only mode throughout the public hearing. The comment period will begin as soon as the presentation has ended. Verbal comment requests from the in-person viewing location will be addressed first. Verbal comment requests submitted during the online registration will be addressed second. At a later date, we will provide written responses to all verbal and written comments received from this hearing. Providing verbal comments using GoToWebinar during this hearing is simple. First, you must request to speak when registering to attend. During the comment period, the organizer will call your name that you provided at registration and unmute you. If your microphone icon is green, your microphone is on and you may make your comment. If your microphone icon is orange, click the microphone icon once. You will be unmuted and then you can provide your comment. You will not be on camera at any time if you join online. During the public comment period after the formal presentation, in-person participants will be called upon to speak first, followed by the virtual online participants who wish to speak. If you called into the public hearing by telephone, your phone was automatically placed in listen-only mode and will remain in listen-only mode throughout the public hearing. A recording of the webinar will be available at the project website 3 days after the hearing. The project website address is nwflroads.com/D3 virtual meetings. You can also call the project manager, Eric Saggers, at area code 850-415-9001 after the public hearing to request additional project information. Before the public hearing, draft engineering and environmental documents were made available for public review online at the project website nwflroads.com/D3 virtual meetings. The documents are also available at the Pensacola Library, located at 239 North Spring Street, Pensacola, Florida, and will continue to be available until March 28, 2021. Due to COVID-19 restrictions at the library, individuals who would like to view the documents at the library should call in advance at 850-436-5060. You may also view the documents tonight at the in-person public hearing. The purpose of this public hearing is to share information with the general public about the proposed improvements, its conceptual design, all alternatives under study, and the potential benefits and disadvantages pertaining to social, economic, and environmental impacts upon the community. The public hearing also serves as an official forum, providing an opportunity for members of the public to express their opinions regarding the project. There are 3 primary components to tonight's hearing. First, the open house, which occurred before this presentation, where in-person participants were able to view the project displays and to speak with the project team and provide comments in writing or to the court reporter. Virtual participants were able to view the project materials online and provide comments verbally or in writing via the chat feature. Second, this presentation, which will explain the project purpose and need, study alternatives, potential impacts, both beneficial and adverse, and proposed methods to mitigate adverse project impacts. And third, a formal public comment period following this presentation, where you will have the opportunity to provide verbal statements. Those at the in-person location may also provide comments directly to the court reporter, and all participants may provide comments in writing by completing a comment form in person or online at the project website nwflroads.com/D3 virtual meetings. This environmental study has been conducted by FDOT District 3 in compliance with all applicable federal environmental laws and pursuant to U.S. Code Title 23, Section 327, and the Implementing Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, between FDOT and the Federal Highway Administration, or FHWA, signed on December 14, 2016. The FDOT Office of Environmental Management in Tallahassee is the approving authority. The proposed improvements involve widening Interstate 10, or I-10, from 4 to 6 lanes from the Florida-Alabama state line to the Pensacola Way Station, a new interchange on I-10 in the vicinity of Beulah Road, and widening Beulah Road from 2 to 4 lanes from West 9 Mile Road to north of I-10. This hearing is being held to provide you with the opportunity to comment on this project. This public hearing was advertised consistent with federal and state regulations. Public participation at this hearing is encouraged and solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express their concern about Title VI may do so by contacting either the Florida Department of Transportation District 3 office or the Tallahassee office of the Florida Department of Transportation. Their contact information is also provided in the project handout and on the project website. FDOT is conducting a Project Development and Environment, or PD&E study for this project. The PD&E process is used to evaluate potential impacts to determine an alternative using continuous community outreach to ensure that all interested parties have meaningful participation. Public input and information received at the hearing will be taken into consideration when preparing the final documents for this study. The study limits are Interstate 10 from the Florida-Alabama state line to the Pensacola Way Station, and Beulah Road from West 9 Mile Road to north of I-10. This project is consistent with local transportation plans, including the Florida-Alabama Transportation Planning Organization 2045 Long-Range Transportation Plan, the Transportation Improvement Program, or TIP, State Transportation Improvement Program, or STIP, and other regional plans. The purpose of the project is to improve regional connectivity and mobility. Secondary purposes are to reduce congestion on adjacent roadways, decrease commuter trip lengths, and enhance emergency evacuation by providing an additional connection to I-10. The project need is driven by increased traffic demand resulting from current and future land development within the project area. As a result of this growth, there is a need to provide connectivity from these new areas of development to the surrounding regional transportation system. Additionally, there is a need to provide an alternative route to reduce travel times and congestion while also providing route choices for hurricane evacuation within the study area. Build alternatives and a no-build alternative were evaluated as part of this PD&E study to meet the project purpose and need, as well as minimize impacts to the natural and built environment within the study area. The no-build alternative assumes no improvements are made and does not meet the project purpose and need. However, it does provide a baseline condition against which to compare and measure the effects of the build alternatives. A detailed comparison of the build alternatives is provided in the preliminary engineering report and the environmental document. The build alternative improvements include widening 3.1 miles of I-10 to the median from 4 to 6 lanes from the Florida-Alabama state line to the Pensacola way station, a new interchange on I-10 in the vicinity of Beulah Road, widening 1.4 miles of Beulah Road from 2 to 4 lanes from West 9 Mile Road to Isaacs Lane, new traffic signals on Beulah Road at Frank Reeder Road, realign Beulah Road, the I-10 eastbound ramp terminal, the I-10 westbound ramp terminal, and West Kingsfield Road, and drainage improvements and stormwater ponds. The preferred alternative for I-10 would be to widen 3.1 miles of I-10 from 4 to 6 lanes from the Florida-Alabama state line to the Pensacola way station. A typical section is a visual representation of what the new roadway would look like. The widening of I-10 from 4 to 6 lanes would occur toward the median, adding a 12-foot lane sloped to the inside in each direction with 12-foot shoulders, of which 10 feet would be paved. The existing lanes and outside shoulders would be resurfaced and would remain sloped outward. The design speed is 70 miles per hour. The proposed new interchange on I-10 would be constructed in the vicinity of the existing Beulah Road overpass. A 0.7-mile section of new alignment for the Beulah Beltway would be added from Isaacs Lane through the new interchange and terminating at West Kingsfield Road. The new Beulah Beltway alignment would feature 4 11-foot lanes, a sidewalk along the west side, and a shared-use path along the east side. West Kingsfield Road would be shifted to the north to avoid conflicts with the proposed interchange. The preferred alternative for Beulah Road would be to reconstruct and widen Beulah Road from 2 to 4 lanes from West 9 Mile Road to Isaacs Lane. The proposed Beulah Road typical section from West 9 Mile Road to West Kingsfield Road, a distance of 2.1 miles, would be a 4-lane divided principal arterial with raised medians, curbs and gutters, a 6-foot sidewalk along the west side, and a 12-foot shared-use path on the east side. Other pedestrian features such as crosswalks and pedestrian crossing signals would also be provided along Beulah Road. Intersection improvements on Beulah Road would include adding turn lanes at West 9 Mile Road and Frank Reeder Road. This section of Beulah Road has a context classification of C3C suburban commercial, and the design speed is 45 miles per hour. An important element of this PD&E study was to evaluate the potential project impacts and benefits. A wide range of environmental resources were evaluated, including various social, cultural, natural, and physical features. Engineering and traffic factors were also considered. This slide illustrates the impacts of the preferred alternative. A comparison of the impacts from the build alternatives is provided in the PD&E study environmental document. One of the unavoidable consequences on a project such as this is the necessary relocation of families or businesses. On this project, we anticipate the relocation of 4 residential properties and no businesses. All right-of-way acquisition will be conducted in accordance with Florida Statute 339.09 and the Federal Uniform Relocation Assistance and Real Property Acquisition Policies Act of 1970, commonly known as the Uniform Act. If you are required to make any type of move as a result of a Department of Transportation project, you can expect to be treated in a fair and helpful manner and in compliance with the Uniform Relocation Assistance Act. If a move is required, you will be contacted by an appraiser who will inspect your property. We encourage you to be present during the inspection and provide information about the value of your property. You may also be eligible for relocation advisory services and payment benefits if you are being moved and if you are unsatisfied with the department's determination of your eligibility for payment or the amount of that payment, and you may appeal that determination. You will be promptly furnished necessary forms and notified of the procedures to be followed in making that appeal. A special word of caution. If you move before you receive notification of relocation benefits that you might be entitled to, your benefits may be jeopardized. A representative from the District Right-of-Way Department is here tonight and will be able to provide you with further assistance if you have questions regarding residential or business relocations on this project. The build alternative may potentially impact 52 parcels. The total construction cost is approximately $152 million, which includes the cost for right-of-way, construction, and construction engineering and inspection. Access management is used to determine the locations of driveway connections, median openings, and traffic signals to improve safety and traffic flow. Proposed access management modifications are on display tonight and on the project website. The project will not affect the access classification for I-10, which is a limited access facility, Class 1. The addition of medians on Beulah Road will result in access management changes. Currently, Beulah Road is a 2-lane road with no medians and is classified as Access Class 6. Considering the facility design features, proposed speed limits, and existing land use adjoining the roadway, Access Class 5 has been recommended for the proposed 4-lane Beulah Road. The proposed posted speed limit on Beulah Road is 45 miles per hour, reduced to 35 miles per hour at the signalized intersections at West 9 Mile Road, Frank Reeder Road, and through the interchange to West Kingsfield Road. The proposed Access Class 5 is consistent with the facility design features of the improved roadway along with existing and future development. The access management classification and standards for arterial roads are: full median openings will be spaced at least 1,320 feet apart. Directional median openings will be spaced at least 600 feet apart, and traffic signals will be spaced at least 1,320 feet apart. The transportation development process for this project began with a feasibility study. We are currently completing the PD&E study, and preliminary design is in progress. This will be followed by final design and right-of-way and the construction phase. The project is currently funded for the PD&E and design phases. The I-10 widening and Beulah Road widening are not currently funded for right-of-way. The new I-10 interchange at Beulah Road is partially funded for right-of-way, and the project is not currently funded for construction. This concludes the formal presentation. We will now begin the public comment period of the public hearing. The next step is to incorporate your input on this public hearing into our decision-making process. After the comment period closes and your input has been considered, a decision will be made and the final PD&E document will be sent to the FDOT Office of Environmental Management, which, based on the Memorandum of Understanding signed with the Federal Highway Administration on December 14, 2016, has approval authority on this project, granting location and design concept acceptance. Please note that we will not respond to your comments and questions today, but we will respond in writing at a later date. Anyone desiring to make a statement will now have the opportunity to do so. There are multiple ways you may provide your comments tonight: written, verbally, or online.